Hey Stockhouse, today is July the 29th, time for another edition of Markets in Motion. Lots happening this week. The market has its eyes on the Fed, what's going to happen there. We've seen interest rates moving up on the 2-year, which is usually a pretty good tell of where things go with the Fed, and what's the market expecting? Well, right now they're expecting no change. You can see 79% are expecting that for the July meeting. Well, I guess we'll find out today what happens with that. When we look at what the rate expectations are, you can see here that the market's pricing in this rate cut or this rate increase. It gets more significant as the year goes on, and we actually get 1.6 cuts priced in as the year progresses to where we get to December. Want to take a look at rotation. There's been a lot of rotation this month for sure. Wanted to focus on a couple of interesting things. So when we look at the S&P momentum, this is has one of the best long-term rate of return that we can see here when we look at a list of different market factors. And yet when you circle in on what it's done on the month, whoa, it's actually the worst. And then when you look at the opposite end of the spectrum, the long-term 5-year numbers on market neutral has been negative, and yet you look at the month, it's actually the best month. So we are seeing quite the rotation that's happening. When we look at the Goldman Sachs High Momentum Index, we have seen a rate of change that we haven't seen very often. We have to go all the way back to early 2009, which you remember that was a great financial crisis. And then we go back into 2000, which was when the tech wreck really happened around the internet. So we haven't seen this much momentum and this much panic in the momentum markets in some time. So where's money moving? We're always trying to figure out where that money's going. If we look at semiconductors on a relative rotation graph basis, you can see everything except for AMAT, which it's going to be soon, is in the weakening quadrant, and a lot of them are heading towards lagging. That is a big tell for sure that the momentum is coming out of this sector. Just like it was going in, now it's coming out. Where is money going? Well, I just thought this was an interesting representation. This is just looking at the Canadian tech sector. BlackBerry and Celestica are the two that are out here in the leading and weakening quadrant. But when you look at this makeup, this is mostly all software stocks. So Shopify, Lightspeed, Constellation, these are all stocks that have been hit really hard this year, and now from a relative rotation basis, they're starting to bounce back. We always want to be looking where the puck is going. That's what Wayne Gretzky always taught us in hockey. Where should we be looking? This is the gold stocks right now, and they've had this period of correction from March until now. We haven't really seen price movements yet, but the RRGs are starting to show us something really interesting. They're in the lagging quadrant, and now they're starting to head straight up. So we'll want to keep our eye on that. That's it for this week, everyone. Have a great week out there.